Dimensionality, when you start applying it to the human being, it starts to shift greatly in what it means. Suddenly, is a human being in 4D? The answer, it never was. The human being is a multidimensional being that has the ability for many dimensions, and only then chooses a few, until now. There are those even in the room who are going to feel the dimensional shift and realize they can do things they couldn't do before. They can do it mostly with themselves, with their own bodies. There are solutions coming, even in this room, those watching, the things that have been stuck you felt, or old, or not moving, or haven't solved themselves in years, and 2026 will be the beginning of that conclusion of so many things that haven't concluded for you. You'll start to have intuition you never had before and you wonder where that came from. And that's because there is a dimensional shift coming. Let's go all the way to the top, just so you understand where this can go, even on this planet, and it's pure physics, dear ones. Your consciousness can affect the physical plane that you walk in, and you can then have a consciousness which is far higher than someone else who is then working on it, and you won't necessarily see that with each other, but it can be sensed. When the masters walked this planet, so many people wanted to follow them. They just felt it. The consciousness was like a bubble that expanded around those masters. They just wanted to be with them, just to sit with them, just to be next to them. That's a consciousness that emanates love, that it's so close to the other side of the veil where the soul lives that you can't really tell the difference, and that's why you want to be with them. So come with me for a moment to something that happened in history that was seen and verified and beautiful and mysterious. There is the Master of Love choosing to walk on the water. Tell me about this magic, Kryon. There was no magic. This was a consciousness that controlled the density of physics in the area where it wanted to. The water became solid to walk on because the Master made it so. But the next thing is what I want to tell you about. That very day that Master fed thousands of people with food that didn't appear until he wanted it to. There was no food, and then there was food. I will describe what that is as well. That's the Master's ability for. Are you ready for the word alchemy? When you take certain kinds of molecular structure or atomic structure with certain attributes, with the electrons, and spin it so fast that that particular atom can then choose what it wishes to be, you have just alchemized the atomic structure and created fish when there were no fish, or rocks when there were no rocks, or perhaps life there was no life. That is the example of the highest consciousness you have seen on the planet. Now go one step more. Those who are ascended from the stars don't just have mastery. They have complete control over everything that is physical. That is why they can ride on the membranes of dimensionality and get to this planet instantly. All of them are entangled with everything else. There is no place. There is no AORB or distance. How do you like that? This planet is headed for ascension status. It will be the appearance of what you might say are masters, and that's why. There will be no need for channeling at all. When you get even a few hundred years into this, dear ones, you will all be connected to the various things you need to be connected to, and they won't all be the same. And this is the other thing I want to tell you. There is this idea of global connection where everyone will advance at the same level, and they will be connected therefore to this energy or another energy, and they will all feel it at the same time. This does not support the individuality that manifests with dimensionality. Each of you will be in touch with the ones you need to be in touch with, so that collectively when you come back together you will have a greater picture, and that will then start compassion change on the planet. The thinking will be different, but none of you will need to go to a channeler. You will start to see divinity in so many things. Now here is what I want to tell everyone who is listening. Everyone in this room that is so special and so loving from a creative source who knows your soul, when you pass this shift, which you just have, and you start to move into another kind of dimensionality which I have yet to totally describe but will eventually, something happens. The very systems of what you call metaphysics begin to change. Now this has been prophesied before and here it is in your face. How many of you want to come back? And the answer would be very few. You don't like this planet. It's ugly. It's filled with darkness, lack of compassion, unkindness, unbalance, inefficiency. Why would you ever come back to something that you've had to slog through lifetime after lifetime? And the answer is because everything changes beginning now. What if I told you, you would come back and everything you know right now, you will know when you arrive, that all the influences of ugly past lives will not be your influence, that there will be no more karma, that you will arrive and as soon as you have cognized the planet, even as an infant, you will know who you are. You will never make the same mistakes again. You will recognize love the first time. You will look for certain kinds of compassion. You will be the ones who will vote for compassionate politicians. You will be the ones who knows things because of right now. That is dimensional change, dear ones. That's profound. And that has never been an energy on this earth until now. Are you getting this? Those who would look at this program are of two kinds, the ones who are starting to feel inside that this is the truth that they have been waiting for, and the other ones who will roll their eyes and say it's the most ridiculous thing they have ever seen. This is the split that will begin. One we have talked about before. This is the one that will test your compassion, dear ones. And when you start having those in your life, if you haven't already had them, who will call you crazy and think that you are on a very strange path, how could you? This is your chance to love them with a compassion that they have never seen before. Not to convert them, not to teach them, but to love them, and love will teach them. These are the kinds of things you are going to face in these next years. This dimensional shift will be real. You will feel it. And there will be things start to happen on the planet, and you will say, well, it's about time. And you will know I'm right. The energy is not done screaming and yelling. It's got another 5 years, but it's in the corner and you're here. It's in the back seat and you're driving. That's the difference. And it starts soon, very soon. You've made it past the shift, dear ones, and there is so much to tell you. And so it is.